ResortLoop.com is proudly sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Indulge in a taste from the South Pacific. Joffrey's new Disney Parks and Resorts blend, Alani, brings the islands to you. Blended with Hawaiian Kona beans and roasted to perfection, Alani is buttery smooth with a tropical sweet aftertaste. Available at Alani or Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
We are now approaching the Contemporary Resort Hotel. If you are exiting and would like to reboard the monorail later today, please receive a hand stamp as you exit the platform.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm once again Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar. What is up with you changing this thing up every time?
Why keep it the same?
Well, that's true. We like to stay fresh here at ResortLoop.com.
We keep moving forward.
Northeast Ohio heat. What's that?
We like to keep moving forward.
Somebody great once said that, didn't they?
Yeah, you did say that once. You don't want to end up here in Canton, Ohio, where I'm from. We tend to cancel things because we don't use the right kind of paint or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying, keep moving forward.
That
was crazy.
Yeah, those poor people over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame did not get to go to the Hall of Fame game. One of the biggest things to happen in Canton all year long.
I'd like to personally apologize to all the people who came long distances.
Yeah.
To our great city.
Yeesh.
I saw lots of people with cheese heads.
Did you?
I did. I saw a lot of people with cheese heads. I saw some pictures of people with some Colts cheerleaders.
Oh.
So it's always exciting around here when people come around. I'm just sorry I didn't live up to the excitement for everybody. But, hey, what can you do?
Well, but at least that Brett Favre. Yeah, he's in now. So
that's right.
We don't have to talk about him anymore.
No. But that's enough football. I've shared all I know about football.
Okay.
This is episode 349. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, Bob.
No, you didn't. And I do have a few this day in Disney histories, too.
Bring me a day in Disney history.
All right. 1940.
Ooh.
I love the Disney shorts from back in the day. This was Disney's Donald Duck short, Donald's Vacation. I love that one.
Oh, yes.
Donald decides to vacation in the great outdoors, but nature is less than cooperative.
Oh.
Written by, of all people, Jack Hanna.
Jack Hanna?
Not the Columbus Zoo Jack Hanna.
I was going to say, another Ohio connection.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons down, later on from Hanna.
Oh, nice.
So that's who that was. So, yeah, 1940 for that. 1969, my friend. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm sitting down. Bring it.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion attraction opens in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. How about that?
Nice.
Yeah. So,
nice.
That was 1969.
Wow, that's old school.
Yeah, I was around then.
I was barely.
I'm not saying my age, but I was around then. And then finally, up to 2007.
Now we're in our ballpark.
Yeah, Disney World announces that beginning January of 2008, Disney MGM Studios will be known as Disney's Hollywood Studios to everyone except Tim Scott.
Oh, my God. Get out. That was when again? 2000 what?
2007.
Oh,
well,
my
they started
goodness.
naming it in 2008, January of 2008.
Wow.
Disney Hollywood Studios. Yeah, how about that?
That is crazy.
8 years ago. Well, 9 years ago when they made the announcement.
Wow.
So those are from our good pals over at This Day in Disney History, Tim. What do you got over there?
We have a new review over on iTunes I'd love to read.
Oh, love those.
Oh, I love it. This is fantastic. Oh, this is from Mr. Johnny Jackhammer.
Oh my.
I'm not sure that's his real name, but I don't know what he does, and I don't want to guess. But he says, this podcast is well produced, but still maintains the relaxed attitude of a podcast. Topics vary greatly, but all of them will serve to feed the Walt Disney World addiction, if you have it. This show is great for those people who start planning a future Walt Disney World trip while they are on their way to checking into their Disney hotel for their current trip. They do a great job mixing up topics and keep it fresh and avoid patterns. Well, thank you, Johnny.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Not just because your last name is Jackhammer.
That is awesome.
We mix it up. There's no pattern because really we don't.
No, we're all over the place. Let's be honest.
But hey, Tim.
Yes,
we do have a pattern over on the website, right? We've got that fantastic blogging team we have over there. That's a fantastic pattern over there.
The blogging team coming off 2 articles from Brad Coates, a brand new blogger. We've got a very sentimental, and I'm going to say very touching, honestly, blog from Rebecca Toon coming up. So everyone go over to the blog page over at ResortLoop.com.
Yeah, that one's going to bring you to tears, folks.
It is. I swelled up a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, maybe it's water retention.
It could have been. Have to up my water pill.
What else do you have over there?
Last episode, we mentioned our new Patreon.
Oh, yeah, Patreon
page, giving everybody an opportunity to support the show. And we have our first patron, and his name is Ken. It's Ken. We wanted to give you a special thank you. Thanks for supporting the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And, anybody in Looper Nation wants to get on the inside track, as we call it.
Yes.
Get some cool stuff and some information before everybody else gets it.
Yep, you can find our stuff at ResortLoop.com/support.
Yeah, you can get some pretty cool stuff, some shirts or mugs or whatever. A lot of stuff going on over there, too. So,
nice.
Tim.
Yes. Should we get to the show?
What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about, you love doing this, don't you?
I do.
Bob will come up with the topic. No
pattern to what I do. So.
Well, I'm going to say, this is from our good friends over at the Love Our Crazy Life.
Yeah.
You found this blog. It's pretty awesome. And it was the 10 items banned at Disney, plus some things you think are banned, but they're not.
Right. So, especially with, the security that's going on, you don't want to get held up at security because you're bringing in the wrong stuff.
No. Oh, my goodness.
You want to make sure that you got the right stuff, and you don't want to leave something at home that you could have brought.
Right. You don't want to turn around and have to take it back to your car, or have to claim it at the end of the day if they take it from you there. So,
right.
Again,
now a lot of
I was going to say again, you want to keep moving forward into the parks.
Absolutely.
So I did that.
Look, the less time you spend at security, the happier everyone behind you is as well. Don't forget that.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't want to be that person at security, ill-prepared, your bag's not opened, they got to wait till you just don't want to be that person. So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you follow some of these from our good friends over at loveourcrazylife.com. And this one was written by Becca over there. So, real quick, just to give them a plug, there's a lot of cool stuff over there. They have a lot of Disney stuff, but they got travel, crafts, and recipes, life, just really cool stuff. One of them that I liked was hiking with small children, because I like to get out in nature.
You're an outdoorsy guy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, because I had never heard of this site before, but they've got lots of great stuff over there. So that's loveourcrazylife.com.
Yeah, very cool. All right, Tim, why don't you start us out with one of the top 10, well, just 10 items banned at Disney. There's a lot more, by the way.
Yes, this is not a complete list.
No, by any means. But here's 10 of them. Go ahead, Tim.
Number 1 on this list, maybe it's number 10. I don't know if we're working our way up or down.
I don't know.
Whatever. Folding chairs.
Okay, who's bringing a folding chair in?
I don't know, but if you could get away with it, that's brilliant.
No, it's...
I mean, it's brilliant if you could get away with it. I'm saying, because Disney and benches. They don't put benches anywhere they don't want you to sit.
Well, that is true. That's
one of the ways they move the crowds around. You can't sit here. You can't sit there. Just keep moving.
Okay. But come on. I'm not carrying, that, you remember back in the day, back in the 70s, you had the aluminum with the netting.
Yes.
Crisscross.
Yes.
You're not, those things were very light. Very light.
Light but bulky.
But bulky. Those things are going to weigh 6,000 pounds by the end of the night. You're throwing them in a trash bin.
One and done.
One and done. That's where I'm not taking this anymore. I'll sit on a bench.
Do you remember you could re-web those? You could buy the stuff and redo them?
Yes, you could. And my father was so cheap, he would do that all the time.
I was going to say that's something you would do. That's a collar move.
I learned from the best.
I don't want to buy a new chair. I could just spend hours and hours re-webbing these things.
Re-web it. Wouldn't do that.
Reweaving with the nylon bands. That is awesome.
The The new technology, plastic.
Yes. And what I do want to bring up, they do mention this here. If you have mobility issues and you have one of those cane chairs, where it's a cane and it kind of folds down so you can sit.
Right.
Or special walkers, those are fine.
Right.
But don't bring in your big over-the-shoulder, you take it to the soccer match.
No.
Because if you're doing that, why wouldn't you just bring a pop-up tent also? One of those pop-up shades?
That's not on the list, so I'm just saying, you might want to call ahead.
Oh, how awesome with this. So you put each leg on like a roller skate, and you're just wheeling up. So you have shade.
That's going to come up. Roller skates are banned, my friend.
Oh.
That's coming up.
Oh, bummer.
All right, number 2.
Yes.
Wrapped gifts.
Oh.
So if you think you're gonna have like a birthday party in the hub,
yes,
in front of Walt and Mickey, the partner statue, you're not gonna have wrapped gifts.
No,
don't bring anything wrapped.
Nothing wrapped. Security won't unwrap that as soon as you get there.
I think when they were children, they didn't get a lot of gifts. So as soon as they see a wrapped package, they just rip it apart.
You think that's what it is?
They're thinking it might be for them.
Well, it's a good way to get into the park. Maybe get a fast pass. No, do not try to bribe security, by the way. I do not endorse this.
They are not going to. That actually might go in like a big tub of water first, and then you might have a robot open it from out.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere out at 74 square miles. I don't know.
They're wheeling out the R2-D2 from the studios.
Right. Open this.
BB-8.
Nobody wants to get near it. So don't bring anything wrapped, folks. If you want to have, they mention if you want to have a birthday party at Walt Disney World, nothing wrong with that. But maybe do that at Disney Springs or do it at one of the resorts. Don't bring it. Think you're going to bring it onto property into one of the parks.
Right.
All right. What else?
Next one. This is kind of obvious. Glass containers.
Why?
Because they break.
Exactly.
You don't want to walk through shards of glass because the guy in front of you was reusing his Tropicana orange juice bottle to bring in water. Not that those things still come in glass, but
Yeah, you want to make sure that the glass stays out of the parks. And one of Becca's readers on this blog actually commented that she purchased something at Epcot, took it over to Disney Studios. She was carrying this glass thing that she got, I think, in Germany, one of those blown glass kind of things.
Oh, okay, right.
And they were park hopping, went over to the studios, and security says, nope, that's going to have to sit there over in guest services.
Oh, over in security land.
So even the stuff that they buy, they sell there, don't think you're going to take it, back on property someplace. So keep that in mind.
Right. One of those good times, it's probably a good idea to send it just back to the park or send it back to your room, I mean.
Absolutely.
Make it easy peasy.
Absolutely. Here's one, Tim. Wagons or anything that you pull behind you.
Oh, okay. Right? Yes.
So they don't want those wagons. Don't be dragging wagons. No coolers on wheels. No trailers. Wagons. Not even like those backpacks. Those big. You're not allowed to take your luggage in.
No. Don't take the Samsonite in.
Right. So you're checking out from your hotel, but you got a few hours. You're not going to be wheeling around your luggage in the parks.
No.
Don't go for that.
No, even if it's those nice rolly ones.
Right. So they do allow strollers and things like that, and of course the mobility devices, like you said. But stay away from anything you're pulling behind you, because I don't like that.
No, it's a little hard to manage crowds with that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
People aren't looking. People are tripping, kicking, falling. It's a whole thing.
Right. Yeah, well, you don't want somebody falling on a little kid, because you're not looking. You're just walking with the kid behind you, and you're looking ahead instead of...
kids are durable. I'm worried about myself. I'm kidding. Kids are flexible. Our bones are brittle.
Well, that is true.
Kind of similar, we're getting to what you talked about earlier. Apparently anything with wheels that is not strollers or wheelchairs are always banned.
Yes.
You can't take your skateboard. You can't take your flaming hoverboard in.
That's a fire hazard more than
don't
the
do that.
wheels themselves.
Nothing good can come from that. You can't take your bike in. Apparently you can't just bike up the middle of Main Street anymore.
What?
I know.
What about motor? It doesn't say motorcycles. I'm bringing my motorcycle.
Oh.
Just ride it right up Main Street.
You and that motorcycle scare me, by the way. We've talked about this before. I don't like it. Let the record reflect.
I know, but it's a good opportunity. Any of you guys and ladies out there that like to ride or are quote unquote motorheads from back in my day, we called ourselves motorheads. Let me know. I'd be interested to find out how many Mickey motorheads are out there. Should we start a new group?
Awesome. We might want to grab that URL, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's copyrighted. ResortLoop.com.
2016.
This one's going to shock you.
You think so?
Are you? I would hope not, especially in this day and age. No drones, folks.
What?
Don't think you're going to take your drone and fly it up alongside Cinderella's castle to get that really, really cool picture of the crowds. And yeah, they ain't going to go for that.
No.
Go for that.
They're like Hall & Oates.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Unless you're willing and really, really, really want to donate a drone to Disney security, because they're taking it. And yeah, you probably won't see that again.
No, never.
So, no drones in the parks.
Similar to drones, this has gotten a lot of play recently in the news within the past year.
Wait, do you have one of these?
I do not have one of these.
I do. Oh, I do.
Do you use it?
No.
Do you use it when you're riding?
A couple of times I've used it.
I've seen some video. I know you had something. We're talking about selfie sticks, everybody. You cannot take a selfie stick into the park.
No.
And if you get it in the park, do not deploy it on any kind of roller coaster ride or any kind of omni-mover ride. Do not even take it into the park.
Again, I go back to the security. You don't want to be that person that everybody's rolling their eyes,
right,
giving dirty looks, because you got that selfie stick hanging out there, or your gimundous tablet you're taking pictures with in Spaceship Earth in the night scene, and you got the flash going or
right,
the video going with the light on it. Come on.
Oh,
don't be that person.
Don't be that person. Here's another person, Bob. I want you to read this one because we're about to get gruesome.
Please don't be this person.
I don't want to be anywhere near this person.
I don't want to be anywhere. No. Cremated remains. You can't take, as Becca says in her blog, Great Aunt Jane for that one last trip to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh, my goodness.
That's the quickest way to shut down a ride. And I think I told you this, Tim. I think that's what happened at the Haunted Mansion the last time I was down there. Because they shut it down. Bam, shut it down. I said, well, when do you think it's going to come up? And the girl just looked at me and said, I don't think it is.
Oh, geez. Somebody wanted to be the 1,000th, huh?
I think somebody wanted to be the 1,000th.
Oh.
Yeah, don't... come on. We all love Disney. We all love Disney. Don't spread us around. The wind's going to blow. You're going to get it. Don't even. Come on.
Oh.
I don't know what else to say about that.
I want to end the show right here.
Where are we going with that?
I don't know.
And it would probably take this next thing in order to convince you that would be a good idea.
Exactly. It'd be alcohol. Alcohol is not allowed to be brought into the parks.
Right.
Oh, you can buy it there, but don't bring it in. Oh,
exactly. I'm just saying that they got it there. Although I will say this. This is a little pet peeve of mine. I golf.
I do know you golf.
All these golf courses now. All these golf courses, they want you to buy their alcohol on the course instead of you bringing. It used to be you bring your own cooler, and
Okay.
Golf is a drinking game. Don't they know that?
I don't know.
At least the way I play it. That's
It numbs the pain.
I play better, I think. I don't know.
Well, I know back in the day, I think you used to be able to sneak it in, kind of on the
Yeah.
down low. But I think now with security, they're going to catch you. So.
Oh yeah. Well, again, one of Becca's readers said that somebody tried to get them in with in their cargo shorts.
Nice.
How you doing that?
I don't know. It must be a flask.
Security grabbed them right away.
Ugh.
They know.
They know what to look for.
Exactly.
They know what to look for.
These guys are so well trained. Man, I think they're former Navy SEALs or something. You don't want to mess with them guys. And ladies. I'm sure there's a lot of ladies.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt there are,
that could, yeah. Anyway,
I was going to let you talk. I was going to be quiet. Let you dig that hole.
Don't forget, no weapons. Nothing that looks like a weapon.
That's right.
Right. So especially with the holidays, Halloween coming up, you can't have anything. We've already talked about this, but you can't have anything that looks like a weapon.
You can't bring a toy gun. You can't bring a squirt gun.
Yeah. Don't bring one of those blasters.
No.
First off, nobody wants you spraying them like that. There's going to be collateral damage from the squirt gun. Come on.
Friendly fire.
Friendly fire.
Oh.
You don't want that.
No.
Nobody wants that. If you want to spritz yourself with one of them little fans, that's your business. You don't need to spray everybody else.
Don't bring a ninja sword.
No ninja swords.
What about lightsabers?
What's that?
What about lightsabers?
No, those are okay.
They're okay?
As long as they look like those toy lightsabers.
Exactly. Not the real lightsaber is what you're saying. Don't bring an actual lightsaber in is what you're telling me.
No, probably not a good idea.
Well, they'll know if you're bringing that in because it hums when it's on.
Well, you just don't turn it on. You wait.
Well, they're going to turn on to check it. Security's going to turn on and make sure it's not a real lightsaber.
Well, not if you walk past and go, there's nothing in that bag.
And try that.
You kind of wave your hand like in a circular motion. There's nothing in. I'm doing it. Nobody can see me do it.
Right,
I'm doing it right now. There's nothing. Move along.
Try that, Obi-Wan Bob.
Yeah. Okay. They have even confiscated bubble guns. Those little, those battery-operated guns that blow bubbles.
Because they look like guns. You don't want to bring those in the park.
Like guns.
Exactly.
Don't bring weapons in it. All right. So that's what Becca has given us on loveourcrazylife.com for things that are banned. So, Tim, why don't we talk a little bit about some things that people think are banned, but they're not?
Tripods. Now, I heard they're kind of hit or miss, personally.
All right.
They say that they're, you can bring them into the park, but, if it looks like a really heavy-duty one, security is going to question you a little bit because they don't want any of these guerrilla films going on,
Absolutely. So
don't be surprised if they just ask you a bunch of questions about these.
Right. And we've got some fantastic loopers that are great photographers. They're professional photographers,
yes.
Actually. And here's what Disney says about that. I went to Disney's page. They say equipment used for unauthorized photography, videotaping, recording, broadcast, or transmission of any kind for commercial purposes is not allowed. Professional photographers with professional cameras or recording equipment who are visiting the Disneyland or Walt Disney World Resort with intent to take photographs or recordings of people or icons for professional purposes must request permission and make prior arrangements with appropriate Disney representatives.
So get the okay.
Get the okay.
Let them know you're coming.
Let's face it. You don't want to get that letter, that cease and desist letter.
No, you don't want to be a headline
from Disney. That how many have we gotten now? 6? No. You don't want to go in there thinking, I'm going to take all these great pictures of Disney, the Disney parks, and then sell them. I'm going to make a big coffee table book and sell them.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Ooh, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
No. You want to take some pictures and send them to your friends and go, hey, look at this great picture.
Right.
That's one. Yeah.
Post them on your social media. That's cool.
Can't sell that stuff.
No.
Our good pals over at Celebrations Magazine, they've got an agreement with Disney. That's how they can get and do that stuff.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind. Did you know, Tim, that you are allowed food, drinks, and small coolers around the size of a six-pack inside the park?
I did know you were allowed to bring coolers in because those with babies might need to bring in some juice or some stuff for formula, and you need to have that stuff slightly chilled.
Absolutely.
So that is welcome.
But not alcohol. Don't be putting a six-pack of alcohol.
No, they know that trick too.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
And don't put the alcohol in the baby bottles. They know that trick too.
What's up with this all these hard like ciders and hard lemonade and hard? I don't like that idea. They have like hard root beer. I don't like that.
Root beer was like the first one I heard. Now, the lemonade, and then there was root beer. I think now there's a bunch of teas.
I think it's too confusing. Some kids are going to get in trouble by that.
Oh,
I don't like that idea.
Not if they have their ID.
I'm just saying.
If they have they have to have an ID to
I'm
get
saying,
it.
They're at a party, they see root beer. They don't they don't know what hard root beer is.
That's true.
For kids.
That's true. There's a proliferation of that right now.
Come on.
Oh,
come on, society. Let's go. Keep it together.
Wow.
Make us proud. Are we being preachy? Am I being preachy?
You're being a little preachy. I'm just sitting back here watching you dig your hole. Wow. Remember, Bob's not here to judge. It's just what he does.
It's just what I do.
I'm going to keep moving so you can help you get out of this hole. Now, glass containers were not allowed in the parks before, which you are allowed to bring in.
What?
This is the only instance are glass baby food containers.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're bringing in the baby applesauce or the baby peas.
Right.
That's okay.
Which we have done. We've brought in, the kids' baby food.
Yes. Or those little tiny hot dogs. I'm trying to think of all the different baby food we used to buy back in the day.
Yeah. The green beans, the smushed green beans.
The sweet potatoes.
All of it's just, wow.
I want you to jump to this last one because this last one's legendary in Disney lore.
Well, absolutely. But don't forget to eat if you have medicines that need to be refrigerated.
Yes.
You can take them over to first aid. So you can have your medicine if it comes in a vial or something, if you have some diabetes medicine or something like that. Don't feel like they're not going to let you in with that stuff.
No, they'll take care of you.
Right. So, all right, here we go.
Here it is.
The one that everyone thinks is banned, but is not. It's only banned for sale.
Right.
At the Disney parks.
It's like fireworks in Ohio.
Right.
Anybody can buy
them.
You can buy them, and people can sell them, but you can't set them off.
But you cannot use these things. Cannot do it.
What is it?
A gum. You just, they don't ban it. They're not gonna, throw you down on the ground and put you in cuffs because you got a piece of chewing gum.
They're not like your third grade or fourth grade elementary teacher who would come around and tell you to spit the gum out into their hand. No.
Now, they might ask you if you brought enough for everybody.
That's
might
true.
Do that.
Did you bring enough for the whole park? Did you?
Especially if you're over in, what is that, the Primetime 50s Cafe over there.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, don't be taking gum in there.
Wow.
Ooh, that's going to end badly for you. It'll probably be on the tip of your nose. Or
you'll be standing in the corner.
Standing in the corner. Oh. But those are just some of the things. If you want, you can go to Disney's website. They'll give you more information on things that are banned and things that are allowed. If you're that concerned about it. But a lot of this stuff's common sense, folks.
Oh yeah.
I was a little bit surprised by the whole wagons thing, but I can understand. I can see why they don't want that.
I was wondering if they used to allow wagons. I seem to kind of remember people pulling wagons, so I'm not sure.
Seems like, with everything going on in the world today, I think they're trying to limit, the big bulky things that are going into the parks for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and wagons can have little. At least we had a couple wagons with storage containers in there, and
right.
So.
But
you're welcome to rent their strollers when you're there. Feel free to rent their strollers at the parks.
Well, you know what, and really, that's not a bad deal. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's not a bad deal because if you're park hopping, you don't have to worry about dragging a stroller around with you. You just get on the bus, you go to your next park, or you get on the transportation. You leave the old stroller there in that park, and then you you show them the receipt and you get a stroller at the next park. It doesn't cost you anything more.
That is true. People need to remember that.
So I like
Awesome.
that idea. I'm just saying. So keep those selfie sticks to yourself. And Tim,
Yes, Bob.
that is all I've got.
Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this very educational episode of ResortLoop.com. It's what we do.
Really? This was...
Well, we were sharing some knowledge, from our good friends over there, and thought, people need to know.
People do need to know. They do need to know.
Making your
What else
vacation
do they
better.
need to know, Tim?
They need to know. One, I'm trying to decide which one I want to read first.
Oh, here we go.
Remember, you can support us over there at ResortLoop.com/support. You can find me on Twitter, ResortLoopTim. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on the website, ResortLoop.com.
I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes, listen to us on iHeartRadio.
That's right.
And what else should folks do, Tim?
One, please go out there and share the Gateway to the Magic. Two, I have nothing else. I'm just going to end the show.
See you, everybody. All right, Tim, so everybody has, they've stopped listening to the show now. What should they do after they're done listening to the show and they're all excited about wanting to go to a Disney park, going on a Disney vacation? What should they do?
I, personally, after being all excited and ready to go,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to deal with an expert.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to talk to People Mover Travel and talk to Tyler, our expert over there.
Over at peoplemovertravel.com.
PeopleMoverTravel.com.
But when you go there,
Yes.
you got to make sure you click on that you heard about them from us.
From Resort Loop.
Resort Loop.
That is an option on the drop-down menu right there.
Absolutely. By the way, Tim,
Yes.
I just booked through them.
How did that go?
It was the easiest thing in the world.
How can it not be? It's Tyler.
I put in my name. I put in the dates I want.
Right.
Of course, check-marked Resort Loop is where I heard
Right.
of them from. And sent it off to him. Within an hour, Tyler had gotten back to me. I can't guarantee he's going to get back to everybody that quick, but got back to me within an hour, letting me know he got it, and he'll let me know as soon as he runs the numbers.
Tyler and his team know travel.
PeopleMoverTravel.com is fantastic.
Love.
Easy. You and I have done it a million times on our own.
And we missed out on discounts here and there because we're not on top of it all the time.
I'm done doing that.
Why would we have to do it? Tyler, People Mover Travel, will do it for you.